Hello guys. Oh, I think we could get that angle better. Bear with. Just going to tip you a little bit more further. You can see a little bit more of the table. Am I chopping my head off? No, that's better. Always good if you guys can see a little bit more what I'm doing. So we'll come on a little bit early, so I'll just wait for others to filter in. Oh, suddenly 11 people there. Just get that angle, sorry guys. Hello Natalie. Oh, let's hope today guys we won't get cut off. The other day, yesterday, we got cut off in the middle. Really sorry about that. Hi Kim. Hi guys, as you're joining in, do say hi. Pop on and say hi so we know who's here. Rosie's there. In fact, Rosie is actually in the building. Rosie's here with me today because we're working on other stuff. So we've stopped our meeting to do this sew along for you guys. Oh, hi. Sorry you missed us yesterday. Hello, Cheryl. Hi. Oh, hello in Greece. Lucky you being in Greece where it's hopefully warmer than it is here. It's not fair. It was a bit wet and miserable this morning, although it wasn't. It's now looking just cloudy and grey. As somebody, a friend of my dad's used to say, the grey lid is on. That is the UK. The grey lid has been left on for the rest of winter. Oh, you've got snow. Oh my goodness, Cheryl, I didn't see where you were. Where are you? Where is there snow? Anyone else got snow? That feels very early for snow, but if you're in somebody somewhere a little bit further north, I guess you could. Oh, Canada. Yes, of course. I follow a few people in Montreal and they're always talking about how you've got to hunker down for the winter there. It gets so cold. Oh, thank you, Helene. Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely thing to say. We will make sure that we pass that on. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Always lovely to hear those lovely comments, especially when we're all working really hard and feeling quite tired at the end of a very difficult year. And yeah, lovely comments like that help us keep going, get through to Christmas. So thank you. I've got my glasses on today, guys, because it's just, yeah, the tiredness is starting to set in. I was filming a IGTV that will go up next week on what I'm wearing next week, and yeah, I was like, I'm not hiding it, guys, I'm exhausted. I put lipstick on for you guys because I was looking quite sheet colour, but anyway, I'm still here powering through. I'm going to be sponsored by Yorkshire Tea, I think, for the next 3 weeks. Get a little drip going into me, keep me going. So we're doing the Dandelion Dungarees today, guys, which is our most popular Poppy and Jazz pattern. And I think it's because the super cuteness of it and also the reversibility, which is great. But we find that most people are making these as a gift because, yeah, it's a super cute gift, isn't it? So, and it's a great project, this, for working with knit for the first time, or even, I wouldn't say it's the best thing to do straight off if you've never sewn before, but if you've maybe sewn one other thing before, this could be a good next thing to try, because it's cotton jersey, which is simpler than say a viscose jersey. So we have got this gorgeous fabric, little hearts. I think this is just perfect for Poppy and Jazz makes, guys. So any of you who have any little ones in your lives that you're thinking you might want to make some dungarees for, this fabric is on our website. I'm sure we'll be getting a link to it soon. And then we've got this lovely contrasting sunshine colour. There's a lovely colour to lift you up, guys. And that's what I'm going to use the reversible side, guys. Hello, Teresa. Hi. Morning, Lorianne. Hello. So yeah, links to the fabrics have gone up. So the Poppy and Jazz, I should say, they are available to get as a printed pattern if you want, if you prefer working with printed patterns in the packaging and everything's printed, so you don't need to do any of that. Or you can buy them as a PDF, and that's an option as well. And you can obviously print them at home if you want to. and you can also buy them as a copy shop pattern as well. All the options for this one. So yeah, I'm making size 18, so making the 18 months. Where did I put my pattern? I've just forgotten what they put, 12 to 18 months. So these, I think we have destined for Becca's little boy, so I'm glad that they're going to a good home. So I don't actually know anybody at the moment that I'd be giving them to, so these are going to go to him. Right, so let's get started, guys. I should say that because we've got two contrasting fabrics, I will be changing my thread for when I'm doing this one, because I can't use a darker thread when we've got that bright yellow. So yeah, this is definitely, I can use navy for this, but for the other ones I'll be using yellow. So the first thing we're doing, and I have got the instructions here, guys, because it's been a while since I've made these, so I'll be looking down every so often just to check that I'm doing it in the right order. So the first thing we're going to do is place our outer pieces right sides together. Okay, and then we're going to pin the outside seams. So I'm going from the underarm here, down, 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 down. So if you are making these as a gift, guys, you won't be able to check the length of the straps that you need to potentially alter. So you can put two different button popper levels on the straps. And actually, if you buy children's wear or baby wear, you often have that on dungarees and things with straps, because then often children don't necessarily go out, but they just get longer. Hi, Marilyn. So yeah. Let's get that pin there. Make sure that your bottom corner there on the hem is lined up. And it is here on the notches as well. Okay. Okay, so it's curling a little bit. You do find that with jersey, especially lightweight jersey, that it can curl, if that happens, you just need to put loads more pins in just to stop it from curling. You can see it's curling on the back there. Naughty. That's because that pin, yeah, the pin's not kind of, sometimes you need to keep the pin in, weave it in a couple of times so it's going in, out, keeping those edges together. But I'm confident that when I get to the sewing machine, I'll be checking and making sure that that's curling is sitting flat as well. So I've done that side, and again, going back to thinking about how we would be on the sewing machine with all the fabric coming off to the left. So we're going to keep it like this on this side, and then we're going to flip it for the other side. So it took me a while to work out what I was saying then. Slow. So last night, guys, very exciting, got involved with The Crown, started watching it and absolutely loving it, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I painted my nails and I watched The Crown, and I think I got 2 episodes. I watched 2 episodes, and then this morning as I was getting ready, Jasmine was watching something on my phone, which often I do to kind of help with the morning process, when we're getting ready for nursery and for work and stuff. So she was watching something on my phone, so I was really sneaky and I put it on. How bad is that? Watching TV in the morning. But it was just so good. I just thought, well, I'll just watch a little bit. Just watch a little bit more. So yeah, excited to watch a bit more tonight as well. Not sure if I'll have to do a bit of work tonight though, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just get a sneaky episode in at the end of the evening. So there's a notch here. Sorry guys, I haven't been telling you about notches. There's a notch here, there. So let's look at that within the context of the seam. So there's a notch there, and there's also a notch here as well. Okay. Got Poppy with me here today. Let's wonder if she'll be. No, Poppy. We've got some biscuits that are on a low table over there. Poppy's having a little sniff, thinking, should I take my chances? Could I have a little go at one of those biscuits? No, Poppy, you can't. No. Come here. You guys haven't seen her in ages. I know we are. How's Coco? Coco's lovely, thank you. Oh. Coco stays at the cottage. She doesn't come with me to work. But here's Poppy, guys. It's been a while since you've seen her, so no, don't lick me. Don't lick me. Don't lick me. You probably can smell that I had a biscuit, can't you, Poppy? Yeah. Just to smell, actually, I think I need to give Poppy a bit of a bath. We have a little bit of a bath, don't we, Poppy? Right, bye-bye. So let's carry on with what I was doing. So we've pinned both sides, haven't we? Yes, we've pinned both sides. And now we're going to pin also the inside leg seam. Okay, so thinking about, again, how you're going to have that on the sewing machine. So starting at the end there, and then Hi, Poppy. Coming down here, we've got right in the middle of the crotch there. We've got a notch in the middle there, so make sure that's lining up. And then there should be a notch as well halfway down the inside leg too. So make sure you've got that lining up as well. Excuse me, croakiness. Oh dear. That's a bit better. Okay, gosh, it's like an army of pins on this now. There, there, and there. So now we can sew this together. Now we definitely need to stitch this with a zigzag stitch. So, oh, that's very kind of you. I do not feel like I look glamorous at the moment, but thank you for saying that. So we're going to put it onto zigzag stitch, and then we're going to make sure the stitch length's around 2. And we're going to make sure the stitch width is around 1. And then the seam allowance, check this again, just before I went live, is 1 centimetre, 3/8 of an inch if you're an imperial. So 1 centimetre, which is more common for children's wear. Often the reason why you have a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance is because then you've got a little bit of room for alterations. Obviously with kids it's less of an issue. You don't really do fitting, so 1 centimetre is ample. So I'm going to start at the underarm here, make sure I do a nice little reverse, there we go, and along we go. So if you're working with jersey for the first time, you want to make sure that you're not stretching it or pulling it flat like that on the machine. You've got to handle it a little bit more delicately, so you try not to stretch it at points where you don't need to. So what I try and do is feed, keeping it relatively flat because you've got to stop the edges from curling, but my hands are sort of like this and they're feeding it up to the foot, so they're not kind of pulling it back like I might do with woven fabric, sort of almost like gently pushing it towards the presser foot. I've just realised, might have been easier, yeah. I've gone ahead and pinned everything, but it might be easier to press everything first before we pin the inside leg. So all my hard work of pinning that inside leg, I might actually undo that. So I was just thinking as I was sewing then, I was like, oh, it's going to be very fiddly to iron this. So I have skipped a step. I've gone in and done too much pinning too soon. For those of you in the UK, who's eating their lunch right now? Who's having their lunch whilst we're doing the sew-along? I know some of you who are working might be taking your lunch break for the sew-along, so you might be having to multitask and eat your lunch as well. Haven't had a bit of lunch chat for a while. Always nice to find out a bit of leftovers. Oh, Sarah, leftovers are the best. Leftovers of what, Sarah, now? I want to know. I'm just about to. Oh, Rosie and I have got soup and bread. Nice soups. Yeah, we're going to be having afterwards. Lamb stew. Ooh, nice. It is stew season, isn't it now? Definitely into stew season. All the cosy meals. Oh, Deirdre, homemade vegetable soup. Yeah, probably too late for you, Sal, to eat. Might be too early for those of you on the West Coast to eat as well. Ooh, cheese and cucumber roll. Oh, nice. Yeah, so our soups aren't homemade. Fortunately, my domestic abilities. I can make a good leafy potato soup, but now, at the moment, now's not the time to be making homemade soups. I'll be doing that in a few weeks when it's all got a little bit quieter. Okay. I'm almost at the end, guys, just making sure I keep those two edges together before we finish off. And there we go. Dunny done done. Hi, Tina. Doesn't matter. Don't have to apologise for being late. Come in, drop in whenever you want. Okay, so I'm cutting off my loose threads. And I'm going to take my pins out because it's going to make it much easier to do my ironing if I haven't got these in. Oh, hello, Colorado, D from Colorado. Ah, relaxing time for you, Helen, that's nice. Can I come over and relax too? I could do with that. Right. So, get the old ironing board up and let's press these seams open. Today, guys, I've got a combo on that I never normally do, and I'm really finding it super comfy. I'm wearing a shift dress, which is quite short, so I've got it on with leggings, and it is just the best work from home outfit. Really finding it warm, cosy, and also a little bit stylish. So our shift dress pattern is quite short. So you could just, if you feel like it's in that in-betweeny stage, you can make it a little bit shorter and wear it as a tunic like this. So we're pressing these seams open. Oops, the daisies. Press open. There we go. So this is the outside seam, guys. This is how it's looking. And now we'll just do the other side. So I can slot on this part of it, and then you can basically pivot it round and do the other seam from the leg hem upwards. There we go. Pulling this out. There we go. Okay. Now, there we go. Popping him down. Right. I also wanted you guys to know that we are working on our big kind of charity virtual event. The marketing team are working on that at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to tell you something about it, or you'll hear about it on the social media channels within a week or so. I'm going to try and make that happen for sure. So we just need to decide on a date, and just trying to see if there's some potential companies that could help donate things to go inside the toiletry bags, or the drawstring bags, as well as us putting things in as well. So we're just trying to get that sorted, and then we'll be telling you all about that. But it's nice to see so many of you have been buying tickets for our big Christmas sew. Very excited about that one. Excited to see all your faces. Yeah. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, we've got a big Christmas sew that is going to be held on Zoom, and it's on the 3rd of December, I believe, at 7 o'clock. And I'm sure we'll get a link to it up shortly. It's £5 a ticket, and we're going to make a Christmas garland together. Hopefully it includes my dad's mulled wine recipes. Hopefully we'll be drinking a bit of mulled wine. Also got some truffles in there that I'm absolutely desperate to make. I just want to have a bit of spare time so I can do something like that. But I don't know if I will, because my course, I have to hand everything in for my course on the 4th of December. So I think is it on the 2nd? It might be on the 2nd. It's on the Wednesday. But anyway, I'll be crawling into the big Christmas sew. I'll be almost at the finishing line. So sorry guys, I just went ahead and repinned that. It's the 2nd of December. Oh, thanks Rosie. It's the 2nd of December, 7 o'clock. Definitely time for drinking mulled wine then. Yeah, we were like, we have to make it in the evening because we want people to be able to have a drink. Yep, you want to get some felt, definitely. In fact, I have got the garland up there, so at the end I will get it and I'll show you guys so you can have a look. But yeah, felt, a bit of wool to create tassels. I mean, hopefully a lot of these things you might be able to just have at home, but then I think the little felt pom-poms that you buy pre-made are lovely. So I found a lot of my things on eBay. So I did look at things like Hobbycraft and they didn't really have much stock, and I got really gorgeous sort of wool felt. Tended to be nicer colours than your kind of classic kind of children's felt that can be sometimes a bit primary colour, which just might be your style. You might be up for that. But yeah, felt embroidery threads, some sequins, and we're going to have an overhead camera so that you can see my hands for that one. So you can be able to see properly what I'm doing. Can't make any mistakes then. Okie dokie. So almost at the end now guys, at this bit. And we're going to press this seam open. Whoops, as well. A little bit fiddlier now because we won't be able to get in there like we could before. But we want to press it open as much as we can. So already our little dungarees are looking like dungarees. So for the outer form, you basically sew the whole of the inside leg seam, but when we do the inner one, which will be my yellow, sort of inside one, contrast, we're not going to sew all of that inside leg seam because we need to be able to turn it through. Okay, so I'm going to stand up to do this. I feel like I'm going to wonder actually. Let me see if I've got in my, I can't remember where I put it, but it would be nice if I've got my sleeve arm. Yes, he is here. This is my sewing cupboard, guys. My sewing bits in and patterns and stuff. So yeah, that's just going to make it a lot. You probably wouldn't be able to use this with a smaller size because you wouldn't be able to get the leg in. But if it's a little size, then you'll be able to fit that in. Oh. that's great too. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm pressing that open here. That's one leg done. And then I'm actually, wonder if I can do like the inside bit. I think it'd be easier to do the inside curved bit also on here. Thank you guys for my bless yous. Thank you. So I'm going to, yeah, press that open like that. There we go. Oh, steamed up. And then put this one on. Is it someone's birthday? I've missed that. Oh, happy birthday. Whoever's birthday is it? Oh. Getting FOMO again, guys, because I don't know what you're chatting about. I keep missing it. Okay. Oofla. Okay. Let's pop that back down. Put him down. And now we're going to put on the little strappy things. So little strap pieces. We need to put them on one side. It doesn't matter which side, just make sure you put both on the same side, not one on one side and one on the other. So right sides together along the top edge there. And then just pin that so it's basically lining up like that. Oh, we're calculating what time it is for you guys. Hopefully a much better time than 5 AM. Okay. Those of you who are in our PDF club, keep your eyes on your email inboxes tomorrow because we've got our newest pattern to come out. Very excited about this one. Especially, this is something I would like to be wearing every day at the moment. I'm not going to say anything else, but I think you'll find it. I think it'll be an appreciated pattern at the moment. So, just running along the top edge here, same seam allowance of 1 centimetre, 3/8 of an inch. Okay, and then the same on this side. Da, 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 da. Oops. And another snippy, nippy, nippy. And then another one. And another one. Then we need to press these open, guys. These seam allowances open as well. So let's go and do that. I know, guys, we're feeding you a lot of patterns. Comes around very quickly. Indeedy. Indeedy weedy. Oops. Okay. Oops. Press that one open. And press this open. Okay, like so. Now we can put this one to one side and we can go on to our Yellow. Oh no, I've got the iron up. He needs to go back down there. No. Tickly. So that's one's going to one side. I'm now going to thread up my machine with the different colour thread, and we're going to sew up the yellow version. Okay. This is not quite, it's a little bit bright, this under the yellow for the bobbin, but I couldn't be bothered to wind one when I had a bobbin with yellow on it, and that's not very often that happens. So I was like, well, I'm surprised that I had yellow. I'm not going to waste it. I might as well use that yellow. It's even if it's the wrong one, it'll look fine. And you tend to find with lighter fabrics, if you have a lighter thread colour, it tends to blend in. I've missed a joke. Oh no. People are saying, ha ha, I'm getting FOMO again. You guys are having a laugh and I'm threading a sewing machine. How is that fair? Right. Have the needle and then guys, I'll be with you. Okay, fab. Right, so now, yeah, of course, Lorraine, I'm being studious students, making sure that you're picking up everything that I'm saying. Right, so we need to put these right sides together as well. You were wondering about the context of the dungaree. Well, now I'm even more intrigued. I thought that was the right side, and now I'm like, oh, actually, was that not the right side? Yeah, that's the right side. Okay, right sides together, guys. We're doing the outside leg seam again. Just want to check that I'm doing this correctly. And then, but we're going to leave a gap on the inside leg seam, guys. Make sure you line up your notches. I do think the word notch is not that useful, is it, for beginners? I don't really feel like it's a notch. It's a snip, isn't it, really? Snipping your fabric. I remember that when I was teaching beginners, back in the day when I used to teach at the classes, so over in the shop, and they'd be like, sorry, you said snip and clip, and you also said notch. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the same thing. Not very helpful. So lining up the underarm here, and then we've got our little snip, clip, notch, and then filling in the gaps. Oh, so nice to make something like this. There were notches in the old days. That's a good point, Tina. Something that stayed, hasn't it? Stayed on. Okay. So we are going to now sew down this seam and then sew down the other one. Centimetre seam allowance exactly the same. So next week, in case you didn't join us for the sew along yesterday, next week we have secret pattern number 1 on Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday we have secret pattern number 2. So you'll be finding out what secret pattern number 1 is on Saturday. It's a Poppy and Jazz pattern. And you'll be finding out what secret pattern number 2 is tomorrow if you're in the PDF club, or next Wednesday if you're not. And next Wednesday, the wonderful Becca is coming to do the sew along. So please will make her feel that it'll be her first sew along, which she's, as we all know, Becca is wonderful on Stitch School and also a great teacher. But this is quite scary to do live for the first time. I remember when I did it right back at the beginning of lockdown, I was so nervous. I was worried that Jasmine was going to come and ask me for a wee in the middle. I was worried that the internet was going to go. I was worried that it just wasn't going to work. I was worried about so many different things. But also just chatting as well as trying to not make too many mistakes. But I'm sure she'll do brilliantly. And I'm sure you guys will be lovely and supportive to her as well. And then I'll be back on Thursday and Friday to do secret pattern number 2. I should be at the cottage then, working from home for those days. I don't have to bring Jasmine to nursery because she's with her dad, so I can stay and basically look like a mad woman whilst I do spreadsheets. So much fun. Oh, thank you, Helene. Give her a lovely warm welcome, absolutely. I think we'll still have Rosie answering questions as well, so that's always a reassurance, knowing that you're not on your own in the Sew Over It team. There's someone else there, even if they're not in the same room, they're there helping you with answering questions and things as well. Oh, thanks, Deirdre. It was a very special time. I know we talk about it a lot, but it was a very special time back in that lockdown. It feels like a year ago, it really does. But it was, yeah. I talk about it quite a lot with Mum and Dad still on the phone as well. You know, especially now because we're in the second lockdown. And obviously in the first lockdown, me and Jazzy were with them, so they're, you know, understandably missing us and we're missing them. So we're doing lots of FaceTime. And you know, they were like, oh, this time in the lockdown, we'd be doing our quick lunch. I mean, it was literally an army operation being able to be ready for those. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, it was like military timing to get Jasmine, put lunch on the table, get Jasmine down for a nap, get Mum and Dad back into the other end of the house because they could have a relax, and then get ready and be live for you guys. Yeah. And sometimes, you'll remember this, maybe, sometimes I used to get Jasmine to sleep, at that point I had to lie down next to her, give her a cuddle. And there were a couple of times when I was so exhausted that I just fell asleep. Oh gosh, I was so worried that I was just going to fall asleep. I think it was right at the beginning when maybe there wasn't, did I start doing the sew-alongs? Yeah, I think I started doing the sew-alongs before Mum and Dad were isolating, or we were isolating before Mum and Dad came back. They weren't Mum and Dad fantastic, they were amazing. But they let us isolate in the house for 10, 11 days before they came and lived with us, because obviously we were coming up from London and stuff. And, oh, thanks. Thanks, Sal. And, yeah, so I was doing those sew-alongs whilst I was, you know, not many, but without Mum and Dad there, and that was stressful. I remember one time after finishing one, I think I did 2, and I was just like, I'm gonna have, like, Jasmine was still asleep. I was like, I'm like, so it was such a stress trying to be there and be live for you guys afterwards. I remember being like, it's a beautiful sunny day, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. I need to congratulate myself for getting through that. And Jasmine's still asleep. Yeah. Mum and Dad were also, not only were they helping with the childcare, but they were also incredible. They were like doing, so we basically, when it got really like full on, I'd go straight from a sew along and start wrapping orders because I was doing the online shop up there. And then in the evening, or at like 5 o'clock, we'd watch the briefing, and Jazzy would watch something on her iPad, and I'd bring all my stuff that I had to wrap for the following day for the orders, or wrap it in the tissue paper and stuff, and sit there and do it. And Mum and Dad would help me. And then, well, obviously it was so kind that they were helping me, but I remember being like, oh my gosh, they're wrapping so slowly. I was like literally like tissue paper, getting the sticker, putting it on perfectly, and there's me like, anyway, not that I'm ungrateful. And my mum would be like, Jeremy, I don't think you put your thank you card in. It's like, Mum, stop watching what he's doing and focus on what you're doing. Right guys, we're now going to do the inside leg seam, but we need to leave ourselves a gap big enough that we can turn it through, because we've got to turn the whole things through with, when we drop the outer in, you need to have a big enough gap. So I'm going to leave and pin it and then show you about that much space. So from there, like there, that bit there. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sal. Thank you. Very kind of you. Notch lining up there. I think Sew Over It is full of Wonder Women. Everybody on the team was working incredibly hard during that period. Rosie, oh my goodness, Rosie had the printer, the copy shop printer in her flat. She was that printer was going night and day. And then she didn't have a car then, so she was dragging the orders, not dragging to damage them, dragging the orders down to the post office every day. Incredible. Right guys, we're going to go that down to there and then stop there, and then this bit and then there. Did that make any sense? That was literally probably the most inarticulate thing I've ever said. So basically going to do it in 2 separate seams because we need to leave the gap. So we need to reverse at both points. So I'm going to start at my first pin here and sew this little bit. How are we doing for time? We're all right. See some nice comments pop up there, guys. Thank you. Okay, so that's that bit. So now I'm going to do this bit. I probably should have pinned it from the other side. I'm going to change it. If you weren't here, guys, I wouldn't change it. I'd just be like, it's fine. But I'm trying to promote good sewing, and I should be practicing what I preach. So when you're sewing something like this, you want to try and sew both sides from the same direction. So I sewed that side from the kind of curve down to the hem. So really I should sew that side from the curve down to the hem. So I've just flipped my pins so that they're on the other side of the fabric. Bip-biddy-dee. So we're going to do a little reversey again to make sure that doesn't come undone. Okay. Right. Voila. So now we're going to do our pressing open of seams again. So I'm going to get that sleeve arm and pop that in. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then press this little bit here. We'll just pop him in like that. Go through the gap in the inside leg seam. And slot him on that way. That's the easiest thing I think to do. So he's like that. And then oh. Okay. And then the same on the other side. Feeding it through. like that. And pressing it open. Okay. Lots of repetition on this one, guys. It's quite nice because it means I can chat a bit more. Beautiful sunny fabric it is, isn't it? Sunny fabric, just not a sunny day. So we're then going to pop our other little straps on the other side. Okay, that's that side. Oh, wait a second, have I got... Yeah, I want to make sure I'm getting the right side. Placing it right sides together. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. That's very kind of you to say. I kind of caught the end of that, but looked like it was a nice comment. Gotten getting a lot of love today, guys. It's nice. Just nice pick-me-ups. What we need. Okay. Oh, and we've got some interesting weather chat going on as well. We're getting a weather report for all around the world. How amazing. There's enough of us to be able to cover the weather report for the whole world. All the different areas that we're tuning in from. Okay, and now the next one. Now to save time, guys, I need to press these open, but I think I'm just going to go and press it open down on the floor. So I'm going to take the machine off, put it back on. I'll just quickly do the one down, and just do it down there. Nothing you haven't seen before, but I'm just going to press these little seams open. Talk amongst yourselves, guys, I shan't be long. Right, those are pressed open. So now we're going to do some bagging out, guys, but I am just going to quickly check the order that we're going to do this. We are dropping in. And we are going to start stitching the necklines together. Okay. So we need to place these right sides together. So let's turn our outside fabric the right way round. So these are the dungarees that will be on the outside. And then we're going to drop them into here. So you need to make sure that the side that you've stitched the straps on is going to line up to the other side, to the inside side as well. And when you put your hand in like that, if you can do it like this, depends on the age that you're making, but you can just line up those as well. Just make sure they're not twisted inside the leg, and then that will come round. Let's put the other one in though before we start faffing around with that. So putting your arm through, making sure those seams are sitting on top of each other. So then we know there's no twisting going on in there, and we can focus on lining these up. So on this side I've just got the shorter bits that don't have straps, so I'm just going to line up those two edges there, and then we've got a little notch in the middle here we can line up as well around the centre front there. I just have to think about that. That is the front. The ones with the straps will become the back. Very exciting day today. We're getting the new Lisa Comfort Home sign put up in the shop window. And whilst I'm doing this, I'm getting notifications from Molly, who's there, sending me visuals of how it's looking. So I've referenced the shop quite a lot in these, but the shop basically is no longer a Sew Over It shop. We've changed it to a Lisa Comfort Home shop. We kind of stopped doing the physical shop later last year, and then once we couldn't do classes anymore, we made the decision to just change it and make it into it already had a Lisa Comfort Home section, but just to make a big Lisa Comfort Home store. So we've got a new sign going up and massive big signs on the window saying click and collect online. We can't be open, but we have it all online. We've got a snazzy new site and lots of gorgeous things. If you haven't had a look, lisacomforthome.com. Lots of lovely gifty bits as well, plus our own paint range, furniture range, fabrics that you probably know about already. But yeah, lots of gorgeous things. Right, again, lining up here, we've got some notches down there. We're basically just going round the top like this. Pinning it so it gets stitched right sides together. It's called bagging out when you do something like this. We're essentially bagging it out. Oh, thank you, Kim. Maybe Rosie can pop up a link to the new snazzy Lisa Comfort Home site. I think we're planning on sending a mail out to those of you who are on the Sew Over It mailing list this week anyway, but you guys could have a little sneak peek in there. Another thing that we're doing, which I'm very excited about, is dried flower bouquets. So we are selling those, so you can order yourself a dried flower bouquet, and in a second I'll quickly grab one and show you. I did have it on the table. Ta-da! Now, not only does this brighten your home, but it brightens your home for a long time because it's dried. So, yeah, and that's the vase as well. Looks lovely, doesn't it? What's going on here? Jasmine's been playing with the arrangement, clearly, adding her own personal touch. I'll tell you, it's literally at the moment she's got so into stickers, and she's got really into like these magazines that are full of naff things, but they have got stickers in it, and they've also got thank you guys, I don't know, colouring in and all sorts in there, and but yeah, the stickers, I literally spend the whole time like taking the stickers off the walls actually, and then she's like, Mummy, do you want a sticker on you? Like going into work with like a Frozen sticker on me without realising. Surprised Poppy's not got a few stuck to her head right now. Probably made a quick, easy escape earlier. Yes, Coco is on the new site. Coco made it back in time for the photo shoot. Bless Coco. She was missing a few days before the photo shoot, or 2 days even, and I found her. We found her, got her back, yeah, it meant that we were able to take a lovely photo of her on the sideboard. And I think Poppy features as well in a photo that we took. Don't know which product it'll be up on, but sorry guys, just had a phone call then. Might have paused a little bit. Okay. So I'm almost round. I've been lining up my side seams, guys, lining up my notches, lining up the raw edges, particularly at the corners around the strap areas. And we're now just going to sew all the way around. Okay. I think this will probably be the last stage of what we get done today, so I'll try and get these done. Fuzzy felt. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'll probably discover that, will I, at some point. Oh, thank you, Sal. That's very kind of you. Yeah, lots of work gone into that site, but yeah, we're very pleased with it. I'm very grateful that we have a website. A lot of physical shops don't have websites, and that must be very hard right now. Okay, so I've just got to the first corner and I've pivoted, and then I'm going down the other side. Oh, fuzzy felt, I'm going to have to look it up. It was a thing of the past, was it? I don't remember it, so maybe I'm too young. I don't know. Rosie, do you know about fuzzy felt? Have you heard? Did you play with it? So we're coming down the neck side. Sorry, the seam allowance, guys, is still 1 centimetre along this neckline edge. Literally have got no memory of that. It's a crafting thing. Well, I've got a velvet sofa, so it probably would have stuck on that. It's funny when you do something so small. Oh, you can make your own pictures. Ah. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm going to look it up after this, guys. I'm intrigued. Yeah, you realise actually, even though this is a small thing, there's actually quite a lot of seam space to get through. Just make sure you pivot at each corner. Ah. Seems to be a thing that a lot of... There are new versions out now. Oh, I wonder... It's probably like cloth kits. Do you remember cloth kits? It's funny, a lot of people, when I tell them what I did, and they're of my mum's generation, sometimes a little bit older, and they're like, oh, cloth kits. So I remember cloth kits. I used to make clothes for my children out of that. We used to make the little quilted jackets, and they were a real cult thing back in, I think, the 70s, really. Maybe, yeah, around the 70s, I guess. And they have been, I think they were bought by, I don't know, I think they were bought by like £1. Somebody bought the company, it had gone bust practically. And it now exists still, but it's nowhere near as kind of exciting as it once was. But you can still get that, I think what they basically print the cutting lines onto the fabric so you can cut it out. I've missed another joke, wonderful. I'm going to have to make sure that I check out all of these comments, guys, that I've missed out. I feel I've really missed out some funny things today. I'll be watching them afterwards whilst having my soup. So tomorrow, guys, I'm doing the headscarf at 6 o'clock. I've got another meeting here at the house, so I'll be here before I go back to the cottage. It's better that I do that rather than risk driving back to get to the cottage and getting stuck in traffic and not being able to stream live to you guys. Oh yes, thanks Deirdre for reminding me about the Christmas garland. Well done. I'm going to grab it. Thank you for the gentle reminder. Don't let me go, guys, without it. Not that you can physically stop me, but don't let me go. I'm going to go get it. Okay. We have done it. We have got to the point that I wanted to get to. Let's just trim these threads off. Here we are. La la la. So it will, when they get turned through, you basically turn them through here, and shall I do that quickly? We haven't obviously finished the legs though, but let me just show you. And you'd need to cut off your corners so that you can get nice corners, but you turn it through and then you've got that lovely reversible dungaree. So I think we've got quite a lot done today. There's probably about another hours of sewing with the poppers as well in there, but it is a nice quick make, these, and it's all about the pressing. You've got to press the seams really well so you get that contrast evenly distributed at the seam. Right, let's get the garland before I forget. I had it taped up on my fireplace, guys. I just had to take it down. But here we are. Here is the garland. Okay, so we'll be making these tassels, the wool tassels. These are the felt pom-poms, and then a combination of some embroidery stitches, guys, to embroider onto the stars. And you can, of course, stuff them if you want to. And this stuff is actually felt, although glitter felt is quite sturdy. So there we go, guys. That's the garland that we'll be making. I don't know how much of it will get done, but I'm going to pre-make some more shapes. And then we'll do a little bit of the embroidery and things together, and then I'll be able to thread it on so you guys can see that. But the big thing, obviously, you know, I'm sure you'll be able to pick up a few bits and bobs that you've not learnt about. But one of the main things why we wanted to do this is we wanted just all to have an opportunity to have a bit of a Christmas party and to be able to see each other as well whilst we're sewing. So yeah, kind of big community sew. Very excited about it, and I'll probably keep talking about it until we have it. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Rosie and I need to go and have our soup and our bread. Feeling quite hungry now, quite peckish. So we will be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock for the headscarf. So hopefully some of you will be tuning in then. Until then, have a lovely rest of your days, and I'll see you soon.